Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sony Cool and this is Gems of War. And today we have some information on new boss dragons. I think they come in next week, maybe? I don't think they're in there yet, but we have, you know, how we have Stellarix and Diamantina and Chrysantherax, and you open eggs and you get 6 different colored dragons, and there's weapons. I don't know why they didn't put the weapons, you know? But anyway, they put a little blurb out on gemsofwar.com announcing the evil dragons, the next set of dragons, with their spell and their mana and all that stuff. So we're going to go over that today, all 6 dragons plus the new boss dragon. And we're also going to do Sea of Sorrow. This faction is expanding. Earn a new troop from the event shop. And I'm going to start maybe doing my ranking the Pure Faction 500s. I think I have a way to score it. We'll see what you guys think about it. And, you know, I'll try to get input from you as well as I do it. But we'll get there when we get there. We'll probably go over the dragons first. And then we'll do Sea of Sorrow, which is the faction event, which is the single-player event for this weekend. So Sea of Sorrow, 3-day faction event, new troop. Let's go. But, yeah, I got to set up the stream. So bear with me while I do that. Was it Suncrest? Why can I never find Suncrest? There it is. Alright, I'll do a trial real quick while I set up the stream, and then we'll get into it. And I'll probably just leave the epic trial running while I go over the dragons too. I can't show them on the screen, maybe I'll show them tomorrow. I can show them tomorrow on stream, because we'll be doing a new account tomorrow, but the announcement came like Wednesday, so I want to like talk about it, but which is like the worst day for me, because I stream Monday and Tuesday, and then I don't stream Wednesday and Thursday. And now I'm streaming. This is the next time I'm streaming that since they did the announcement. So we'll run a little auto battle here. Whoops, I always push the wrong button because I never do auto battles. I probably should more often. But there you go. See if the AI can win this epic trial fight in Suncrest while I set up the stream here. New boss dragon eggs, evil dragon, Sea of Sorrow teams, high, mid, low, deathless, pure 500. Gems of War Live, 116. 16. We're halfway through the month. I should probably be crapping my pants more than I have. I only like sharded a little. I should probably be crapping all over in them because I didn't know we were that deep into the month. I haven't really been paying attention. That's probably not good. Gems of War live stream, Gems of War. No, I'm not AI. Guess I better put Gems of War new dragons. Gems of War evil dragons. Gems of War dragon eggs. Gems of War dragonite. How do I get dragonite? Gems of War Sea of Sorrow. Alright, that's good enough. I think tags don't matter too much, but I still like to put them some old school, and they used to matter. I think if you pop them in your description, they kind of matter a little bit more than if you don't, but here's what it is. Still doing the dang thing. Stream Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Monday main account, Friday main account, Tuesday new account, Saturday new account. New account playthrough coming to an end pretty soon, I would say. I think level 1000 is when we're going to stop, no matter where we're at. So we're already into the early mid-game anyway, so it's not really a beginner thing anymore. So I want to probably be done with that. I don't know what we're going to do after that. Maybe these Pure Faction 500 things. I'm not sure. Still haven't decided what we're going to do on Tuesday and Saturday. But that's my only real idea. That or play Puzzle Quest 3. Or, like, maybe we'll do, like, one day of Gems of War and one day of something else. Just try a different game. Nah, I don't know. So Tuesday and Saturday are kind of our little poopy days. Our little poopy. Take a little poopy. Lots of poopy talk today. It's either that or wee-wee talk. I don't know. You gotta pick your poison. We talk about nipples sometimes, sausage, toilets. What are you, 5? What's your channel about? I was watching something I think it was Storer. And this little kid walked up to him, and he said he had a YouTube channel. He's like, yeah, well, I have a YouTube channel too. They're like, we have a YouTube channel. They're like, he's like, do you have a YouTube channel? They're like, yeah, we have like millions of subscribers. He's like, well, I have one too. They're like, oh, what's it about? He said, toilets. He's like a little 5-year-old kid. His YouTube channel's about toilets. That's awesome. I want to subscribe to that one. YouTube channel about toilets. This is how you power flush. This is how you sit on the toilet properly. Watch this one go down. Alright, I jump into the chat, dummy. Jump into the chat. Looks like we won already. That was quick. So let's do another one. Let's see if we can keep winning. I'm almost ready, though. Jumping into the chat. Hit that like, turn your ticket to the train. If you'd like to see me make another channel about toilets. Tyrion's here. Yoke is here. Sean is here. Sana's here. And with the gifted, we're at the gas station. We're getting our order together. We're looking at our card. We're trying to see if we have enough money to go buy our stuff. We're getting there. We're getting there. Tyrion, Sana. Okay, let's go. Tyrion says, for your information, the Anvil pet can now be obtained from Guild Pet Rescue Pool since last November update. It's still easier to max from the Soul Forge. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. So yeah, it'll be harder to get like that, but you could get some copies like that maybe, so. But yeah, what I used to, Sean was asking a question in the Ghost Train about what he should do with his cursed runes after leveling his Soul Forge to max, which that's right where I am on my new account, so I think I already talked about it, but we probably will be like doing that on the new account too, because our Soul Forge is at max too, and we just got it there like a week ago. So I'll be doing the same thing that you're doing, Sean, so just keep following along on the new account playthrough. But, you know, we're going to have to save up a little bit first, then we'll probably, I usually buy the pet first, but like Tyrion said, now you can get the pet. I don't know why they did that, normally they don't. Like, it's something special, like Darksmith Drenza's not available through the Soul Forge rotation, right? So why is the Angry Anvil pet available through the pet rescue rotation? That doesn't make sense to me. But, you know, but whatever. So I guess if Angry Anvil's available via pet rescues now, maybe it's not as imperative. I mean, you don't even have to, like, you do whatever you want, really. You could get Darksmith Drenza first, you could get the Curse Weapons first, you could get the Angry Anvil pet first. I just figured it's kind of what you need most, you know? Do you need a weapon from a kingdom more? Are you missing weapons the most, pets most, or mythics the most? Like, which thing do you need the most for, like, kingdom power? If you need a mythic from whatever kingdom she's from, do Darksmith Drenza first. If you need a weapon from whatever kingdom, like, cursed weapons are all from different kingdoms, so you could go pick one out that you need another weapon, and you could do a cursed weapon first. But I think at the time I needed, like, a pet, maybe, so I did the pet first. I don't know. Or I just thought it was the easiest one to get done first. I don't know. But I did the Angry Anvil pet first on my main account. But, you have 14,000 Dragonite? Nice. So is it starting on Monday, Tyrion, when we can go craft them? Sana with the gift, it went to the Chris. Literally, the Chris. Running out there. Thank you so much, you're a legend. Oh, yeah. Have too much and not need. Right. You had an interesting fight on Hero Class early level battle yesterday. Pick a game from PS Store? Yeah. Yeah, I wrote down some of your suggestions. The problem is when people, like, one person says something and then nobody else seconds it. So then it's just one person saying one game. Which, like, okay, I could play that one game, but is anybody else going to watch it? So I'm kind of looking for a consensus, which never happens, is what I'm saying. So I get what you're saying, like, you guys definitely mentioned some games. But what I'm really looking for is for multiple people to say, yeah, play this game, like, more than one person. So if one person says, play Barbie Horse Trainer, I mean, yes, they did give me a suggestion, but is anybody else going to watch Barbie Horse Trainer? It's like, I don't know. So I'm still, like, undecided. Times you want to match without a cast? Yeah, sometimes, like, a cascade will happen with skulls and you can win without a cast. Yeah, cursed runes can be used to make vault keys. You should do that after you make everything else, though. Then you can use them forever for vault keys after that. So definitely do Darksmith Drenza, all the cursed weapons, the Angry Anvil, like get them out of the way. It's kind of like doing the epic trials. Get them out of the way, have them done forever. Instead of like, you can make vault keys forever with cursed runes, but you should do the thing that you can like get it done forever first. Like the pet, the Darksmith Drenza, the cursed weapons, because you can be done with those forever, but you'll never be done making vault keys. But if you start like making vault keys, you're using the cursed runes you should be using for the other things that you could get done forever. Yeah. That's what I do with mine now. Puzzle Quest 3 is dying. Yeah, well, so is Gems of War, for real. But Puzzle Quest 3 is probably more dead. You're right about that. I mean, you gotta... I feel like it does, like, one underrated thing is because I'm biased, is you gotta support your streamers. And there's like no Puzzle Quest 3 streamers that I'm aware of. So when people were playing it, which we did all try it, you know, if there was more support for it, maybe the game wouldn't be dying right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not being conceited. I'm not like saying this because I want more whatever, you know, views or subscribers or money or whatever. Yeah, of course that'd be nice, but I think it is a thing. There's nobody making content for the game. That's like the first sign of a game dying. Like, if it's not even worth it to make content for the game, then why would people keep playing it? So you kind of have to support your streamers that are playing the game and getting it out to a wider audience. Because, like, I play other games, too. I play EverQuest. Like, maybe an EverQuest person would see Gems of War and try it. You know? Or maybe, like, somebody that subscribed to me from a long time ago for Battle Ages or Neverwinter or Dark Souls or something, they see Gems of War and then they try it. Or maybe just randomly, me putting up a bunch of Gems of War streams and videos, like somebody gets it randomly in their feed and they see it and they try it. Well, if there's no streamers for the game, there's less chance that it's like advertising for the game. It's free advertising for Gems of War if there's streamers streaming it. So if the community doesn't support the streamers, then that's the first sign that the game's going to die, I feel. Nobody even wants to take the time to stream it because it's not worth it because nobody supports the streams, then... It's like the first sign. You gotta support your streamers if you want to keep a game alive. Let's see, what am I doing? Kukulkan, 12 damage in match blue. Low level explorer team. You gotta match blue though. It's not like Ironhawk where he just goes off. That's cool. Yeah, it'd be cool to like get it on video. Yeah, it should be the same exact thing, yo, because like Diamantina, Stellarix, Chrysanthrax. Jim Hamburg says I quit the game about 8 months ago, but decided to try it out again. Let's go. Alright, so let's go over these dragons. On January 14th, they put out this blurb. It says, Evil Dragons. I should probably link it if you guys want to see it. Or put it in the chat. Hold on. Copy. Since I'm not showing it on the screen, I'll put a pinned comment. There you go. If you want to follow along or look at the pictures of the dragons, there's the pinned message of what I'm reading right now. Evil Dragons, a small blog just to share that new dragon eggs will be appearing in the Soul Forge after weekly reset on the 19th of January. So that's Monday. These dragons deal AoE damage and inflict negative status effects on all enemies based on the dragon. It's like the opposite of what I said. I was hoping they would do like a positive status effect, but that's cool, I guess. They also have a chance at an extra turn. Their legendary trait have a chance to convert their primary color into matching dragon gems. They have the same cost craft as the floral dragons, which is 600 dragonite, 600 souls. There are 7 new dragons, with each having an equal chance to hatch from the new evil dragon egg. No, there isn't. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe this is different. Do we not have to make weapons and stuff now? They say there are 7 new dragons, with each having an equal chance to hatch from the new evil dragon egg. That's different than before. Before we had 6 dragons and you had to make the 7th. So maybe they're just smoking crack, or maybe they changed it. I don't know, what do you guys think about that? It says right there, there are 7 new dragons with each having an equal chance to hatch from the new evil dragon egg. Before we had 6 dragons, 6 colors. You had to get all 6. Then you had to get a couple weapons, and then you had to combine those to make a weapon, and then you had to create the final boss dragon. So I think maybe that's just a typo, because why would they do it different all of a sudden? Guess we'll see next week. But they did not mention any weapons in here either, so I don't know. Yeah, I doubt that the big bad dragon's gonna be just coming out of the egg. Why would you keep going if you get the good one? I mean, I guess you would, but you would, if you get the best one, like, why? I mean, I guess I'd keep going if I got the best one, but I wouldn't be so stressed out about it. I don't know, maybe it's a new thing they're doing. But I think they've been making a lot of typos lately, too. They called that new immortal like a he and a she in the same sentence, and it's the extra turn or whatever instead of then does an extra turn. The does an extra turn. They've been making a lot of typos lately, so maybe that's just a typo, or they forgot to do the weapons. Anyway, here's the first dragon. His name is Crankynos. Or Krakinos. Krakinos? Krakinos. Krakinos. Black Hawk. It's from Black Hawk. It's a blue-green-brown. It deals damage to all enemies, boosted by blue gems, and inflicts curse and freeze. There's a % chance for an extra turn boosted by blue gems. So what you're really going to want to look at here is like what it does as far as the negative status effects. So this one does curse and freeze. I think they all do curse, and then they do another status effect. That way, like, no matter what, that status effect hits, unless they're invulnerable. Which there's only immortals are the only invulnerable stuff, like, mostly. So, what it's doing is making sure it's freezing. So it's going to curse everything and then freeze everything. So whether they're immune to freeze or not, they're going to get frozen. Most likely, right? That's what it's trying to do. So it deals damage to all enemies, boosted by blue gems, and inflicts curse and freeze. Then there's a % chance of an extra turn, boosted by blue gems. It's got tough scales, deep soul, and kin of the deep. Which doesn't say what any of those traits do, but, you know, we can go over them better on Monday when they're actually in the game. Looks pretty cool. It looks like kind of like a moth dragon, maybe. I guess that's the first thing that comes to mind, like a, I don't know. Alright, let's do this again so you guys have something to watch while you listen. Looks like we keep winning. Runetheus is the next dragon from Midnight. It's green, red, purple. It deals damage to all enemies, boosted by green gems, and inflicts curse and stun. There's a % chance for an extra turn, boosted by green gems. It's got tough scales, cursed soul, and kin of the cursed. So the first one was the blue one, maybe? The second one was the green one. And this one's cool looking. It's the one I have on the thumbnail with the chains all over it. I thought that was one of the cooler. I put the 2 coolest ones on the thumbnail. It's the one with the chains all over it. I think I put the thumbnail on, didn't I? Yeah, I got it. Anyway, let's do this. Alright, the next one is Hematrax from Groshnock. It's blue, red, yellow. It deals damage to all enemies, boosted by red gems, and inflicts curse and stacks of bleed. There's a % chance for an extra turn, boosted by red gems. It's got tough scales, bloody soul, and kin of blood. So that one seems the weakest so far. It just does bleed. So if you had to put them in order so far, the stun one's probably the best, then the freeze one, then the bleed one. I think the good ones are coming though. Like, none of those are awesome. I mean, stun's okay, freeze is okay, bleed is butt. So the bleed one sucks. But I think we got better ones to come here. Vazenium is the next one from Karakoth. Yellow, purple, brown. Deal damage to all enemies, boosted by yellow gems, and inflict curse and silence. There is a % chance for an extra turn, boosted by yellow gems. Tough scales, eldritch soul, and kin of madness. So this one silences. It's going to silence the whole enemy team. How badass is that? I think Vazenium is pretty sick. Hit all enemies and silence them, and then maybe get an extra turn. They can't do nothing. And unless they're invulnerable. So that sounds really good. I like Vazenium. It's the yellow dragon. The yellow evil dragon. It's got like it looks like an alien kinda. It's like got the face hugger thing coming out of its mouth. It's got eyeballs on its neck. Pretty cool. It's probably the third coolest looking one. So that's the coolest one so far. Silence all enemies. Demiserius. Demiserius is the next one. Demiserius. Mist of Scales, blue, purple, brown. Deal damage to all enemies boosted by purple gems and inflict curse and death mark. There's a % chance for an extra turn boosted by purple gems. So, I still think Silence is better than that. But death mark the whole enemy team while doing damage to them is probably second best so far. The thing with death mark is it has to go off. You know, if it goes off though, they're dead. So, but I still think Silence is slightly stronger because it does something no matter what. They can't cast. But if you death mark them, nothing could happen. Like they could just not die. So, but death mark is really good too. I like it. It's like my second favorite so far. So that's the purple dragon does death mark to all enemies. All right, we got Amenhotrix. From Kitar, red, yellow, brown. Deal damage to all enemies boosted by brown gems and inflict curse and disease. There's a % chance for an extra turn boosted by brown gems. Tough Scales, Ancient Soul, Kin of Bones. That's another kind of weak one. It's kind of like Bleed almost. I guess Bleed's still the weakest. I'd probably rather have Disease than Bleed. But that's probably the second weakest so far. The brown one. Amenhotrix. Alright, here comes Pandemonia. I think this is supposed to be like the Stellarix, the Diamantina, the Chrysantherax. Now we have Pandemonia. From Blighted Lands. Purple, brown, blue, green, red, yellow, dragon. Deal damage to all enemies boosted by skulls and inflict curse and terror. There's a % chance for an extra turn boosted by skulls. It's got Tough Scales, Infernal Soul, and Kin of Chaos. It's like a three-headed dragon. It's on the thumbnail. So that one does terror. Which once again, if you think about the Death Mark one, it's similar to that. But this is going to be the strong one, like the one that's going to hit the hardest as well. And, yeah, that's supposed to be the Diamantina, the Chrysantherax, the Stellarix. So that should be the best one. And Terror's good. Terror can instant kill, so I'll take it. Still think that Silence one is pretty sick. Like, if they... I mean, I don't know, though. Because if you're... Sometimes... Most of the times these dragons, you're killing everything in one shot. So who cares if they get silenced? So it might be one of those. I don't know. Maybe the Bleed one is the best. You almost kill them, and then you bleed them out. Doesn't sound like it's very good, but... If they're hitting super hard, like, maybe there's just... Maybe it just needs to tickle them a little more, and they die. But yeah, so... I don't know. Pretty cool, I guess. More dragons. Small note from Jetto. All existing feedbacks around the Soulforged dragons has been passed on to the team, and I currently do not have any further updates on whether there will be any changes made to them, crafting costs, drop rates, etc. in the future. Just mentioning, as I know with this announcement, there will be more of the same feedback or comments around the existing feedback. I also tried to include as much information as currently available to me about these new dragons. Well, you didn't add the weapons, if there's weapons. You didn't tell us if we need to get all 6 dragons to make the Pandemonium. You just, like, gave us the pictures of the new dragons and told us what they do. So it's still kind of a mystery as to how... Are they going to work like they've always worked, or is this something new? I don't know, because it says we can get... Up here at the top, it says there are 7 new dragons, with each having an equal chance to hatch from the new evil dragon egg, which I think is wrong. I don't think you're going to be able to get Pandemonia out of the new dragon egg. I think you're going to have to get the other 6 and then craft Pandemonia. But, whatever. I hear that, I saw on the forum that there's literally only 3 devs now. So speaking of a game dying, I heard there's only like 3 devs right now. There used to be way more than that, right? So there's like Jetto and two devs. I think there's only like 2 devs. We have a community manager, Jetto, and then we have 2 actual devs. That's what I hear on the forum. I don't know for sure. That's just what they're saying. So, I don't know. Maybe that's why there's so many typos and stuff. Maybe that's why they're putting out these dragons, like... I feel like they've been putting them out like, faster and faster. Like, I might be wrong. Maybe it just feels like faster and faster, but... I feel like... I thought a lot more of y'all didn't have all 3 dragons, but I did a poll on the Ghost Train, and, like, the majority of you had them. But I think only 6 people voted because it was just the waiting room. But like 4 out of 6 had all 3. And I would be included. I would have, it'd be 5 out of 7 if I was able to vote because I have all 3. So 5 out of 7 people had all 3 dragons. I didn't know that many people had them, all 3. Anyway, that's the dragons. That's all I can really do today as far as that goes. But tomorrow I could show you the pictures and stuff on my new account because I can more easily, like, you know, add stuff to the stream. When I'm doing a PlayStation, when I'm doing my main account, the game is the only thing I can show. Right now, at least. Maybe in the future we can do something else, but the way it stands right now, I can't do anything else. Cranky nose, yeah. Let's see what's up. What else y'all are saying? So what do y'all think about all that? Which one was your favorite? Which one do you think's the strongest? Do you think it's going to happen the same way it used to happen, where you have to get all 6 and then make a couple weapons, and then make a big weapon, and then make the big dragon? You think it's still going to be the same, or are we actually going to be able to get Pandemonia out of the egg? Which I don't think, because why would you be able to get one that's so much stronger than the other 6 out of the egg for the same price? Yoke says, so there are 7 dragons coming. We need to craft 6 and a couple of weapons to make the 7th dragon. That's how it's always worked in the past. I don't know. Jim Hambrick says, I quit the game. Already read that, but, Tyrion says, oh, it wouldn't replace Ironhawk, just a funny team. Right. You miss hearing me talk? Yeah. Appreciate that. I remember you too, Jim. Jim Hambrick. I remember saying that name quite a bit. Tyrion says, 6 would have equal chance. No way the rainbow dragon is in eggs. Maybe they forgot to mention, yeah. Could I imagine spending only 600 dragonite and getting a rainbow? I know. Cranky nose. The one with the chains, yeah, as far as like the way they look, that's probably the coolest one. AoE curse silence, right? But think about this, if you're using those dragons, a lot of the time you're doing it to one-shot and kill all the enemies, so having a dead body silenced, I think it's the strongest. I'm not trying to, you know, I'm playing devil's advocate like always. I agree with you. Because that's the one I thought was the coolest too. Too powerful, too broken. Yeah, dude, it's gonna F up PvP, huh? They're gonna really be complaining. Everybody's gonna be complaining. I can't... They're digging their own grave with this one. Stun freeze, yep. Stun and freeze one. Worse than the Cosmic Dragon? So it's gonna do less... I could see that. I could see, like, maybe these dragons do less damage because they have the negative status effect. The Stun Dragon, okay. Tyrion says, so Flower Dragons will remain most powerful damage-wise. Gem Dragon's still the weakest. These will be in the middle or second weakest. Yeah, the Silence one. So the way... Okay, so you have a dragon that hits all enemies and silences all enemies. That's good if the enemies survive. Right? And then you have a dragon that hits all enemies and death marks all enemies. That's good if they survive and if the death mark goes off. Right? Same thing with the terror one. If they survive, okay, now they're terrored, but also the terror has to activate. So that's cool, but you could kill them all and then terroring a dead body, or you could terror the whole enemy team and then terror just doesn't go off at all. With silence, like, silence happens no matter what. So I think that one's like the most like reliable one. Like, hit all enemies and silence them, and now they can't do anything back to you, which is pretty cool. At least for a turn or two, they're not going to be able to do anything back. And then you can just cast it again and kill them. The one that seems like the best all around is the silence one, to me. It makes the most sense, I guess. The bleed one looked like horrible at first, but let's say the dragon almost kills them, and then it puts a bunch of stacks of bleed on everything too, and then they bleed out the next turn. That could be good. Probably not, but it could be good. The one that's definitely not that good is the disease one. It's like, who wants disease? Whoever asked for disease? You could pick any negative status effect. Why would you pick disease? I mean, it is good for, like, a long fight. Like, the enemies don't get as much mana, but probably by the time you cast it anyway, like, they already have a lot of their mana, and then you hit them with disease, and then it just takes them, like, slightly longer to fill. So, definitely the disease one's the weakest. The bleed one, probably the weakest, too, but we'll see, because... let's say it almost kills them. It's like only short by like 10 HP or something, and then it puts like 5 stacks of bleed on them, and then they bleed out. Like, that could be cool. But yeah, we gotta do Sea of Sorrow now. JM Ricks is here. You expect Dragonite to still work the same? 6 dragons, 3 weapons, 1 rainbow, and thousands of Dragonite and horrible RNG? Yeah, me too. Why would they change it all of a sudden? PvP? Yeah, that's gonna suck. People are gonna complain, and then they're gonna have to take them out of PvP or something stupid. Alright, so the other thing going on today is Sea of Sorrow. New faction assault. Delve the uncharted layers of Sea of Sorrow for epic loot. So I'll go over my idea for how to rank them. As far as pure faction, like when you're ranking these, the thing that people care about is pure faction 500. Like, they don't care about how hard they are to get to level 90 and get all rewards. Really not that concerned about how hard they are to get to level 500. Really not that concerned about Deathless 500, because it's usually the same team no matter what, and you're going to kill the enemy before they do anything, so who cares? So most people are concerned about how hard is the pure faction 500. So I've been thinking about it the last week or so, like how I'm going to do that. And I don't know if it's going to work or not, and I might need y'all's input, but well, I'll talk about it when we're doing the pure 500 in a little bit. It's not going to be too long. Daniel Lucas. Yeah, I don't know. How much do I have? Let's look at my dragon. Let's talk about Dragonite real quick before we get off the dragon topic. Let me grab my mail. Got 1 day on that. Let's look at my offer. Ooh, I'll probably get both of these. Ritz you can turn into any color. And then I've just been buying this pet. Eventually I'll buy enough to where he'll go away and won't be an offer anymore. It's cheap. But let's see how much Dragonite I have, because I don't even know. I have 6,798, which is not a lot, huh? How much is it? 600 a pop, so I can do 10 eggs. I think that's about what I always have. It's about what I usually have. So I can open 10 eggs. There's 6 dragons, I can open 10 eggs. That's usually about what I have anyway. I think that's what usually happens. So I might not get all of them. I don't really care though. I don't want to have every single. I don't want to have Pandemonia on day 1. I actually want to have something to work towards for once. I'm at the end of the game. I haven't had something to work towards in a while for real. Like, unless I go for something ridiculous. So this is something like actually I would want to try for. I want to get the new evil dragon boss. So I don't mind that. I think 10 eggs is good. Like, if I could have a certain amount. I guess I can open 11, because they're the same as floral. So I got 11, which you kind of want like 12 to make sure. I think 12 is where you start to get kind of confident that you're going to get them. But I'm close. Maybe I could get a little more and get to 12 before Monday or something. I have not been playing this main account. I'd probably have enough for 15 of them or something if I was actually going hard. I've been playing my new account. But I haven't been doing my dungeon. Anyway, you guys don't need to hear about me not doing my main account, because that's just counterproductive to the video today, but I'm getting back to it soon. We're almost done with the new account. I'm playing Gems of War still just as much. I'm just playing a different account. And this account's been kind of on pause for a little bit. I've been doing my guild stuff, and that's it. Just to stay in the guild. But yeah, I could, the ways to get Dragonite, you do your dungeon every day. So make sure you do that. I have not been doing mine. I should be, though. You gotta try for a perfect every day, so make sure you do this every day. The way you get a perfect is pick the same rooms every day. Eventually you'll get a perfect. And then do your vault event super hard. And look for Dragonite gnomes during the gaps, and maybe if you see one at the end of your gap, you let it live until after the gap, and then you kill it to get the full drop. Those are the best ways to get Dragonite. Everything else is wasting gems, in my opinion. Wasting gems or wasting gold marks, and I don't like that. Unless you're closing one out. If you're just opening eggs, it's not worth it to buy dragonite with gems or gold marks, in my opinion. I'm not going to watch me. I'm not going to do it with evil dragons this time. If I'm short, if I only get 4 of the dragons, you're not going to see me buying dragonite. I promise you that. I'm not going to get dragonite with gold marks. I'm not going to buy dragonite in the dungeon or from offers. I'm not going to do it. I promise you. I'm never going to spend gems on a hope or a prayer or a scratcher to open an egg to hope for the right dragon. I'm not doing that. Maybe if I know exactly what the dragonite's going to, I will. So you can't say, haha, you bought some. Well, I'm telling you right now, I will, if I know exactly what it's going towards. If I'm making a weapon, if I'm finishing up Pandemonia, if I'm getting a dragon in the Soul Forge, I know exactly which one it is, and it's the last one I need. Those are the situations where I would buy dragonite. I'll never buy it with gold marks, no matter what, so you're not going to see that. But I might buy it in the dungeon or off offers if I know exactly what it's going towards. I have 5 out of the 6 dragons. I'm trying to save up 2,000 so I can get the last one. Then I might buy it. I have all 6, and now I'm trying to make a weapon. Then I might buy it. But if I have 4 dragons or less, I'm not buying any dragonite. No matter what. I will get it the old-fashioned way. I'll do dungeon, I'll go for perfects, I'll do vault event, I'll let gnomes, dragonite gnomes, live until after the gap, at the end of a gap. That's how you get them. That's how you get dragonite. You do the vault super hard, because dragonite gnomes are just going to show up more the more gnomes you kill. And then at the end of gaps, you wait. If it's the last minute of the gap, look for that dragonite gnome. And if you see one, you let the gap end, and then you kill it. Those are the ways you get dragonite. There's no other way except for wasting gems or wasting gold marks. That's the only other ways to get dragonite. You know, Underspire has a little bit. Everything has a little bit. If you play the game right and you're doing everything, you should also get a little bit of dragonite for everything else too. But you can't farm it. You just if you're just doing the things you should do every day, you'll get a little bit of dragonite too. But the ways to farm it is dungeon every day and vault event. Just like anything else, the way to farm stuff, everything in the game is vault event. Alright, so we went over the dragons in super detail almost, as much as we could. They didn't really tell us about the traits. They didn't really, they kind of told us the wrong thing about all 7 dragons coming out of the egg, and they didn't tell us what the weapons were. And, yeah, but it's kind of just a sneak peek of the evil dragons for next week. Alright, we have Sea of Sorrow. So on my new account, I'm going to have to go up my horde level, up my quality to 10, up my horde level to at least 111 before I start this, right? And then for everybody else that already has that done, you're going to see if you have the weapon or not. I already have it, so I don't need to buy up to the weapon. But there's a new troop, so we got to buy up to the new troop. So remember, it depends where you're at. Like, my new account is going to buy up to the weapon, because it doesn't have the weapon, and you got to do that at least once. My main account already has the weapon, so my main account's probably only going to buy up to, like, tier 3 to get the new troop. And then there's people out there who this weekend they're going to be trying to max it out. They're going to try for pure 500, deathless 500. They're going to try to max it out, be done with it. Done with it as in have max renown. You still have to do the faction events after that. Because there's rewards, you know? You don't just get these rewards. Once you get CFSR to 500, they don't just send you these rewards in the mail. You still have to do the event to get these rewards. So you still have to do the events once you max out CFSR. But you don't have to like do your horde level anymore, do your quality anymore. You don't have to worry about it in the underworld anymore. You already got the weapon, you already got the pet. Only thing you really have to worry about from then on out for CFSR is doing it when it pops up as an event. So you can get these rewards. They don't just send them to you for free. You gotta still do the event. And you get a ton of gold too. Like, factions are notorious for giving you tons of gold. And it might be the missing link as to why you have to gold farm, because you're not doing faction stuff. So let's buy up in the shop to the new troop. And let's check out the new troop. The weapon's actually okay. Writhing Staff deals scatter damage, creates skulls, entangles the first enemy. If I was going to rank like all the weapons from all the factions, this one might make the top 10, but it's not like top 5. It's not like a crappy one, it's a decent one. You'll use it here and there, maybe. But I like to start by buying up to tier 3. I try to get it done by only buying up to tier 3. If I have to buy more to get all rewards, I will. But I start with tier 3 here. Get the new troop, Jelly Maid. 12 Purple Brown, Sea of Sorrow, Merlantis, Merfolk. Cleanse and submerge 2 random allies and give them half their mana. Submerge myself when I take damage. It's kind of like, what's that one troop? What's her name? There's another, like, troop that gives mana. So at least it does that. The cleanse and submerge 2 random allies, I was kind of like, ugh. But then it says, and give them half their mana, which is okay. Like, you might be in a bind and need some sort of mana generation, and she might be able to do that. Like, there's some troops where you're like, oh, I got nothing else, so I guess I have to use Jelly Maid. She might fit into that category where it's a weird restriction and there's no other mana generators, and you're like, well, I guess I could give them half their mana. But other than that, it's not that good. But I don't know that it's going to change the pure 500 or anything. Unless there's just no mana generation there right now. But we'll see. We'll try it later. First, we have to make teams to get the event done. Which I'm going to do in the Underworld because it's easier and faster for me. But you, if you're playing the event, hopefully you are going to do all the fights right here. All the fights. Then you'd kill the boss. Do treasure multiplier order if you want to min-max it and get the most out of it. And then kill the boss. Then you go to level 30, do all the fights, and then kill the boss. Level 40, all the fights, and then kill the boss. Keep doing that until you get all rewards. Until you have stage 16. Do all the fights, kill the boss, go to the next level. Do all the fights, kill the boss, go to the next level. Do all the fights, kill the boss, go to the next level. Until you have every reward. Stage 16. That's how you can get the most points. You want to do easier fights. You don't want to skip straight through to the boss, because now you're just making it harder sooner. You know, do all the fights and then kill the boss. That way you get more points per layer. That way you get easier points. If you just do like 3 fights and go straight to the boss just to get higher level or whatever, you're just making the fights harder later. It's harder to get stage 16 because now you're on, you know, level 300 when you could be on level 100, still getting points. So do all the rooms and then kill the boss. You'll get the most out of the loot. You'll get the most out of the points if you do it like that. You'll get more Vow Ravens like that. You'll save yourself gems like that probably. You think you're saving yourself gems by going straight to the boss, but you spend your sigil at the start of the layer. So why not get the most out of it by doing all the rooms? There's probably some people out there just rushing straight to the boss. And then they're wondering why they're not getting all the rewards. And they're wondering why it's actually costing them more, and it's actually harder. Because you're getting less Vow Ravens, you're getting less points, you're making the fights harder to get less points. Like, it's not smart. Do all the fights. It's way smarter to do all these fights and then kill the boss than it is to rush straight to the boss and go to the next level. That's stupid. Don't do that. Unless you're just you're already done with all rewards. If you have stage 16, then by all means rush straight to the boss, because now you don't need points. You're just trying to get to like your overall renown. You're trying to your overall Sea of Sorrow done after that. So make it about this stage 16 reward first. Get that, and then make it about getting to level 500 or whatever. Don't do it the other way around. Same way like Kingdom level comes before Kingdom power. Getting all rewards on a faction event comes before getting super deep in the faction. You're just going to make it harder to get all rewards if you skip straight to the boss on level 20. Why would you do that? When you have all these easy fights you can get points on. And Vow Ravens and stuff. It costs 1 sigil at the start. So if you do 1 sigil whether you rush straight to the boss, 1 sigil whether you do every single room. So you get way more loot and way more points if you do every single room. And then go to the boss. Which I hope that's what everybody's doing. I just thought, what if people are going straight to the boss on all of them? That would be dumb. That's what I just thought to myself. Alright, let's go do it down here, though, so I don't have to waste my sigils and do every single room. That's why I go down here. I think that's why I thought of it. So I'm like, oh yeah, why do I do it in the Underworld instead of in the event? Because I can just show you a team without me having to do every single room because I'm not in the event. I don't want to screw up my event by rushing straight to the boss while showing you a team. I don't want to waste my sigils. So let's make some teams for this event. We got blue, we got brown. Blue and red, dummy. We got blue, we got red. So I'm probably not going to fool around with this. Let's just make the best teams we can as quick as possible. You guys have probably done a million Sea of Sorrows, I hope. So Chrysantherax, right? This is the high-level team. We got blue, we got red, so let's go get Mirage Queen. The Mirage. The Mirage. Okay, so we got the best damage dealer in the entire game, and we got a 50% start for it. Now we need something to fill it. So blue and red is probably Zarg, right? Because Ferrocaffrou is purple and yellow and brown, so we'll do Zarg. Zarg poop pile. He's not a poop pile though. He's good. He's alright. So this will be your like, hey, I just want to get the freaking event done as fast as possible team. This will be the hey, I already have every class at 100 team. So everything on the team has red, and then most of them they all have blue. So you can do something like that. And you just rush through it. Do all the fights. Oops, did I turn the speed down? What did I do there? Hold on a sec. When did I do that? Jeez Louise. Look at all the crap that happens before the fight can even start. Where do you do that? Oops, I put it on 1. ×4. Alright, submerge, who cares? Don't base your whole shit around submerge. I know, like, Sea of Sorrow, maybe it would make sense, but you'd be alright. It's kind of annoying right this second, but most of the fights, it's gonna be fine. I think the speed of Chrysantherax will make up for the few submerges that happen. Guess we'll see, though. Some people over-worry about those things. See how that fight, all dead? So we didn't have to... Hey, let's make a team that where it's weaker and take into account submerge. As long as they're all dying like that, they shouldn't have a chance to submerge most of the time. So the times that they don't submerge makes up for the times that they do submerge because of how fast this is. See, that dummy in first slot's gonna keep submerging, but it doesn't really bother me that much, I guess. I don't know. If it bothers you, I guess make a different team. But most of the fastest teams do AoE. You could cast maybe Zarg there with Zarg. I think they would still... You know, like Mirage Queen. See if you have a Mirage Queen, maybe. Just do the if they're submerged and you can't hit them with Chrysantherax, just cast Mirage Queen, put a bunch of skulls on the board. They might hit you once with skulls. You hit them with skulls, they're dead. Bum, 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 bum. So that's the high-level team. Chrysantherax, Zorg, the Mirage Queen. And that looked even crazier than it's going to look for you, because you're going to be doing like 9 fights, and 2 of the fights might have Submerge in it. I just did 4 fights, and 2 had Submerge in it, so it looked worse because I went straight to the boss. If you're doing all those middle fights too, the only ones that are going to have Submerge are the first fight and the last fight. So all the middle ones are going to make up for those 2 fights where you have to cast Mirage Queen or something, or take a skull. So I still think this is the best way to go. Which is why I mean, we could look for something maybe that hits like each enemy. Like for our mid team, maybe we could look for something, but so you have another option. But I don't think it's super necessary. I'd probably just use Tesla or Ruby Weapon or Ruby Weapon Tesla. Because we'll have... Yeah. Well, probably do Ember Claw. Should I do Mirage Queen with Ember Claw, or should I do, like we could do this. Or we could do triple. Usually I do triple Ember Claw, but we have Mirage Queen. I don't know if we always have that. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? The Ruby Weapon? Yeah. You could do Elementalist now. If you want to level Elementalist, be a good team to level Elementalist if you don't have it on 100. Or whatever class. This would be the, hey, I don't have all classes on 100 team. Everything's red. And a blue. That weapon's going to do most of the damage. But we got to change. Just do that one. Sunken Banner. This is my mid team, so we have no mythics on this one. You could also do Tesla if you want to do Tesla. Maybe Harpy Mage, Tesla, Wanda Stars. Not in that order, but something like that. You could do Tesla, Wand of Stars, Tesla, Harpy Mage, or something like that if you don't have a Ruby Weapon. And this one, the Ember Claw can take out the Submerge thing. The Ember Claw doesn't care about Submerge. So if you care about Submerge, if it bothers you that they survive, you know, 2 out of 7 fights, or 2 out of 9 fights, if it bothers you, then use this team. And you can just cast Ember Claw to finish off the Submerge thing. If it bothers you. And you can level a class too. So if it bothers you that they Submerge, use this one. If you need to level a class, use this one. Just looks crazier because I'm going straight to the boss. You're not going to be fighting the same fights as me. You're just going to use the same team as me. Survive, but you can either take a skull and kill them, or you can do this. Same way I don't build a team around a Dragonite Gnome surviving here or there. I don't build a team around a Submerge here or there. I don't build a team around an Entangle here or there. I don't do that. I think about all the other fights where it doesn't matter. That's what I do. Dun, 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 dun. You can do whatever class you want. I just think if you don't have Elementalist on 100, you should probably do Elementalist. Like my new account doesn't have Ruby Weapons, so I have to make a team now for my new account pretty much. Which will be the low level team. So I'll try to do Epic and under. Do I have Balder on my new account? I definitely have Gargoyles. Chad's been a member for 55 months. Thank you for that continued support. That's a long time, dude. Let's check in with you guys before I make this low-level team. But when I think of blue and I think of red, I think of Balder and I think of Gargoyle. So if you don't want to see one of those two, let me know. You know, Rowan, you could do Rowan as well. Rowan's blue. But Rowan usually goes better with like blue purple or blue brown or blue green or something. Blue red, usually like Tesla. I think of Tesla. I think you know, obviously Chrysantherax Ruby Weapon. But then I start to think about Balder and Gargoyle for low-level players. Pandalista, maybe. Rowan, I guess. Daniel, you have more dragonite than me. Beg says I think they cost way too much. If they should go back to 400. Free to play is all about how many dupes you got. Anita's here. How you feeling, Anita? Hopefully good. Hopefully better. Beg says I'm about 4,500, but that was after buying a lot of chrysantherax with gems from Dungeon. I spent like 20k. You're very unlucky with Dungeon. Just pick the same rooms. That's all you can do. That's all you can do, you know. Pick the top row or pick the bottom row or whatever. That's what I do. I just pick the same. And I get unlucky too. I only get a perfect like once every 2 weeks maybe. Sometimes I get a little bit luckier, maybe once every 10 days. You shouldn't expect one every week. That's a little too crazy, but if you're getting one every 10 days or so, that's pretty good. If you're getting one every 2 weeks, that's not as good, but that's probably what you should expect, about one perfect every 2 weeks. If you're not getting one every 2 weeks, then I'm guessing you're flip-flopping your guesses around every day or something. Tyrion says you can buy daily dragonite for 300 gems. Yeah, I only do that when I know what it's going towards. Sea of Sorrows listed 29. I'm going to make my own list, but that's good to know. Thank you. My own list is going to take forever, though, so that list is still important. Tyrion, 24 eggs. There you go. You should have enough. Yep. Beg says there's really no way to get Dragonite for free to play to get the dragons without spend. Yeah, you just got to do Dungeon and Vault. That's all you can really do. And then play the game, you know, properly otherwise. Do your Underspire, do all your events. 600 per dragon. Yeah, I don't know. They didn't say. I mean, we could look at the weapons. They're probably going to be the same as Floral Dragons. The weapons. So whatever the Floral Dragons say, that's how much the weapons are going to cost for the new Evil Dragons. So look at the one that makes, like, Chrysantherax. Wherever it is. It's in Troops, dummy. Right here. So it's going to cost 1,200. Well, it'll cost 1,200 once you get the weapon. The weapon will cost 1,200. And then you got to make that weapon, so that costs 600, 600. So it's like 3,600 after you get all 6 dragons. You got 1,200 for these two, and then you got 1,200 for this one, so that's 2,400. And then you need 1,200 to do Chrysantherax, so that's 3,600. After you get all 6 dragons. It's like, what, 7,200 total, at least? Choo-choo! Sana, you're the only one on there. But thank you. Tyrion says, assuming it's the same as Flower Dragon, 6 dragons at 600 per egg. Small weapons require 3 specific dragons. Also require 600 dragonite. Big weapons require both smaller weapons, 1,200 dragonite. Using Stella and Takshaka, that's a good one too. 6 colored dragons require a larger weapon and 1,200 dragonite. 7,200 minimal dragonite is the cost of new dragon. Soulforge, you're right. Thank you. I always forget. Yeah, let's go over the Soulforge quickly. Sorry. So the Soulforge changed. We have new mythics, new legendaries. So we got Midwinter Lycan. While we're here, Ares, Urali, and Omnicia. Weirdly, the best one is Midwinter Lycan, which is not a top. They're not. The mythics aren't very good right now. This one's kind of like a B-, C+. 24 blue, green, yellow, Magrim Woods, Elemental Beast. Deal damage to all enemies. Create a mix of 16 Curse Gems and Freeze Gems. Inflict Freeze and Terror on a random enemy matching 4 or more gems. It's alright. But it's not top 20 or top 25 or anything. It's okay. So that's the best one right now. Second best, definitely not Ares. Definitely not Omnicia. It's probably Urali. 22, blue, green, yellow, Mist of Scales, Divine Naga. Deal true damage to all enemies. Boosted by Naga and undead allies. Summon a Bone Naga. Poison all enemies on 4 or 5 gem match. So that's the second best available right now. It's not a top 20 or 25 or anything. Goes with Scorpius, though. Does true damage to all enemies, though. It's alright. It's like a C plus, B minus as well. Next up would probably be, I guess, freaking Ares, who I dislike. 20 red, yellow, brown KZL construct. Deal damage to the first enemy. If they die, explode 8 gems. So it's like a dollar store Arachnean Weaver almost. Does double skull damage for stunned enemies. Reduce damage from skulls by 50%. And then a crappy third trait. That one I don't like. And then Omniscia is notoriously one of the worst mythics. 22 blue, yellow, purple, Blighted Lands Demon. Explode all gems of a chosen color. Summon an Infernal King. I guess it's not like the worst, but it's down. It's like a D tier mythic. So yeah, I wouldn't craft anything, but if you just have to craft a mythic, it'd probably be the Midwinter Lycan. Or maybe you're trying to do the Scorpius Urali thing, I guess. Urali's okay too. But if you're following my advice, you're not going to craft anything because you want to get the top 10s or top 20s first. You want to keep saving. The legendaries that we don't craft, but we just go over them for fun. Commander Dawnheart's pretty good. You know, we got Tesla, then we got Emberclaw, and then we don't craft anything else, but he does get used. I'd probably rather see you get Sir Quentin Hadley first, but he's good with Sir Quentin Hadley, like as a guard's avatar. And he doesn't care about Submerge at all too. He's cool for that. It's a good troop, Commander Dawnheart. I think he might be a top 20 legendary. I think he was. Might be top 10. But, you know, you want to save your diamonds for mythics and weapons, not legendaries. Chris Crinkle's doo-doo. No. Grapple Pot, Queen Map, This one hits all enemies. The Goblin, it gets an extra turn. But it has no good traits, and it's physical. You don't really see that. You don't see Queen Grapplepot too much when you see goblins. You see like High King Irongut and King Gobtruffle and Flaming Oni and String Fiddler and Fundingus and whatnot. Queen Grapplepot is not one of the better ones, but she's not horrible either. Queen Mab used to be good. And then Chris Crinkle will get you banned. No, I'm just kidding. Chris Crinkle. Give all allies 44 points to a random skill and a random stats effect. Gain gold, souls, and 2 treasure maps. Now, you know me, I don't like random junk. It seems convoluted and making the fight take longer, in my opinion. Not as good as like an Empress, where you know exactly what's happening on what exact troop. I'd rather see you use an Empress than a Chris Crinkle. So yeah, if you're gonna craft anything, I wouldn't craft anything honestly. But Commander Dawnheart's all right, and Midwinter Lycan's. I mean, Commander Dawnheart's good, but it's a legendary, and then Midwinter Lycan's good, but not good enough to waste diamonds on. Anyway, back to Sea of Sorrow. Sorry, Sea of Sorrow, that we interrupted our scheduled programming. Whoops. I wasn't in Sunken Fleet the whole time, was I? Was I in Sunken Fleet the whole time? Am I an idiot? I was, wasn't I? Oh my gosh. Ugh. They're so similar. Poop in my pants. Alright, we gotta start over anyway, so... We did this whole forge now. We were supposed to be in Sea of Sorrow, y'all, not Sunken Fleet. I'm an idiot. Alright, so here's the Pure Faction team that I used. I'll have to keep that one in mind. I'll go ahead and copy it, just in case. It's a sneak peek of maybe our Pure Faction team. Dang it, nobody even said anything. The restriction's blue and brown, so forget everything I said earlier. I'm so irritated. Alright, we gotta redo this whole thing. First team, Chrysanthrax. This time you can use Cafru. I have to put that in the like comments or something. That I went to the wrong place for a sec. Nobody even noticed because they're so similar. So you can see how I made that mistake. Is Mirage Queen? Yeah, blue. Yeah, you can still use some of the teams because I did blue, but this would be better than doing Zarg. So Kafru is the better. Maybe I just won't do the fights. So here's the team. It's already wasted a bunch of time. That's the real team. I mean, you can still do the other team, I guess, because we got blue. I did most of my teams. Actually, the other one you can't. You might not be able to do the other one, like the Ruby Weapon one. But you can still do pretty much the same thing for high level. Chrysanthrax, Kafru, Mirage Queen. And then for mid... Let's do the Commander Donhart because he's in the Soul Forge, and maybe you're worried about Submerge. And he would take care of that, so. Sir Quentin Hadley and Commander Donhart, they use the same exact colors, but you're really using Sir Quentin Hadley for the 50% start, so who cares? We got blue, we got brown. What do you do there? Those are like the weirdest colors because Leprechaun is purple green and Harpy Mage is red yellow. Bork, I guess? Then we're gonna have all yellow brown. That's so stupid. What do you do with blue and I'll probably just go like Wanda Stars. And then what? Angry Mob? Yeah, you gotta get him up, though. He's not like a traditional... Leprechaun starts empowered. Harpy Mage is a second turn in power. So he's not as good. Like, Bork's good because you can 50% start him, and then he gets everybody up. Angry Mob is hard to... You can't 50% start Angry Mob. Unless you're using, like, I guess, Holy Saint Astra. Angry Mob's good for, like, low-level stuff, I guess, but... He's not, like, super fast at starting the team. And he uses the same color as Commander Donhart. I don't know, let's just look through. See what we can find. Guess it can't be a mythic. So we're doing... I think Bork usually, but... We could do Haunted Doll with Geomancer. That's kind of cool. And she uses different colors. Could do a Construct deal. Be kind of weird. I never do this. Let's throw her over there for now. Not sure I'm going to do her or not. I've started to get it come around to using Haunted Doll a little bit. Kind of like you use Bork. What other troops are like that? That you can like 50% start them with your class? Like Bork, you 50% start with Mechanist. Haunted Doll, you can 50% start with Geomancer. Maybe there's another Construct I can do. You know me, I like guaranteed stuff. Empowered stuff is okay, I guess. That'd be the next best thing, like doing Empowered Converter. But I like to see, like, okay, I'm gonna get 50% start every fight. I'm gonna have an Empowered troop every fight that's gonna explode or whatever. Or Harpy Mage getting up second turn. Knowing exactly what's gonna happen. When you're doing so many fights quickly, you want to know. Can't believe I did that stupid Sunken Fleet bullcrap earlier. You could do Princess Elspeth's usually the way to go, but you don't want to do that for faction events. because you don't want to lose a troop. And I guess you could. You could do Princess Elspeth. If you want. You would have to, like, sacrifice a weird... You'd have to have 2 slots for that, though. Like... Nah, I don't like Princess Elspeth for factions, but that's usually what the answer is, I think, for these colors. You see, she's right here. She's usually the answer, or Bork. But since it's a faction event, you don't want to do Princess Elspeth, and since we're using such a heavy, like, yellow-brown team, I don't really want to do Bork. So it's hard to... What's the next best thing type of stuff? Looking through every... Got Timberwolf. I like Timberwolf. But we can't start it anyway. Veneratus is cool. This is a thing that we need to know. Angry Mob's an alright answer. It is kind of low mana cost. Maybe you do an Anu. But it's using brown. You can't 50% start it. Its whole job is to get the team up quickly, and it's going to take a second to get it going. So I'd rather have Haunted Doll with 8 mana cost than Angry Mob with 13. What's the... So it's like Mechanist and Geomancer and Titan? Are those the only ones that have like a 50% start for a typing? Could use a giant... Ooh, is it Ogress? Maybe it's Ogress. I think it's Ogress. Am I an idiot? Haunted Doll uses different colors. Let's try Haunted Doll, though. I think it might be Ogress. I knew it was something. There's always an answer. Just you don't come up against these 2 colors super often. But I think it's Ogress. Of course, you could do Bork and Princess Elspeth, but... For this specific situation, it might be Ogress. That's the answer. Then you could 50% start her with Titan. And she has a low mana cost, so it'd be easier to get her up than like Haunted Doll. Look, 11, Giant, Titan. She also uses brown, like... Kind of want to try the Haunted Doll thing, just because she uses different colors. So let's do this. Haunted Doll's cool too, because 45% chance to dodge, 25% spell. Inflicts terror on all enemies. It's up to you. Do you want to use the Ogress? And you do Titan class? Or Haunted Doll with Geomancer class? The Ogress is probably slightly better, but it also uses brown, which Commander Donhart uses brown too. So they're pretty similar, actually. This thing had way more mana cost, I guess. 5 more. Alright, we'll make ourselves Geomancer. So we can 50% start the Haunted Doll. Guess we would do brown here. Alright, so this is your mid team. It's kind of strange. I haven't used this exact team before. So now what? Colors. We got blue, green, yellow, brown. So I need to minus red or purple. And I want some blue or green and some yellow or brown, I guess. Could go all in on her just to get her up. Kaboom. Let's do it. I don't care. Do whatever you want for the banner. Either go in on brown or yellow or blue and green or a little bit of both and minus red or purple. I guess red, yeah, red or purple. See how it goes. I already wasted so much time doing the wrong stupid faction. Alright, well, Juan's up. I did 500. Are you kidding me? I can't do nothing right today. Leave Delve. Leave. No attempts remaining. Poop my pants. Alright, so Chrysanthrax for the high level team. Sir Quentin Hadley's a good, or Commander Donhart. Did I do 500 again? No, I did 50. Good. Jeez. I still need to do pure 500 too. I love wasting my own time so much. I'm a good self-saboteur. There we go. Jeez. Friday is canceled? What do you mean? Time to go back to sleep? Ogress? Yeah. Alright, y'all. Or, alright, Tyrion and GM Ricks. Did you come to the Ogress, consensus at the same time I did, or before me? I keep messing up, I know. It's in here somewhere. If you watch the whole stream, you'll figure it out. He's screwing up. Yeah, Ogress. Just certain colors, like, it's a good lesson, you know? If you have green, you do Leprechaun. If you have purple, you do Leprechaun, Thrall. If you have red, you do Harpy Mage. Maybe Marilith. You can look at all the colors and come up with like a really good mana generator for each color. Blue is Princess Elspeth. Blue is Princess Elspeth or Haunted Doll. Green is Leprechaun. Red is Harpy Mage or Marilith. Yellow is Bork or Princess Elspeth. Purple is Leprechaun or Thrall. Brown is Bork. Brown is Bork. You can come up with like, that's like the, hey, let's get mana very quickly, as quick as possible. That's what those troops are. It's like the Leprechaun of each color. So that's the lesson right there, I guess. I've added Haunted Doll because you can 50% starter with Geomancer. You know, Ogress is another one for brown and for green. Try to remember, like, if you don't have Leprechaun, if you don't have Harpy Mage, it's usually when you have to decide. I don't have Leprechaun and I don't have Harpy Mage, now what? That's usually when you have to break out those other troops. Like Bork, like Haunted Doll, like Ogress, like Princess Elspeth. It's when you have to break those out. When you don't have Leprechaun and you don't have Harpy Mage, which doesn't happen that much. It's only like 33% of the time that you'll have to do that, but it's good to know. It's good to know those troops, so you don't have to think about it too much or have a weaker team. It takes longer. Then the 50% starts. Knowing all those is a good thing. And what's the best troop to start them? Like Miraji Queen, let's do Chrysanthrax. Miraji Queen, let's do Rowan. King Aberon does Rowan or whatever. Sir Quentin Hadley does Commander Donhart or Guard's Avatar. Mechanist does Bork and Geomancer does Haunted Doll. Titan does Ogress. Know these things. I'm just gonna take Skulls because I think... Oh, that was dumb. Just get up the wand. Let's just cast the Commander Donhart. You could also put Guard's Avatar in the same slot if you want a slightly stronger dude. This is our mid team though. For Sea of Sorrow. Not Sunken Fleet. Dum-dum. What if somebody is watching and they like seen I was actually doing Sunken Fleet and they're just laughing? Just letting me keep going. That'd be funny. Alright, let's make one more team. Low level team. Dang it. Alright, what do we got? We got brown, we got blue. So you could just do your Rowan team, right? Yeah. Let's just do that. Let's not screw around here. Let's just get the Rowan team. You can do that. The literal one that you do for City of Thieves. You can do that here. So that's what my main account, or my new account's gonna do too. Most likely. I'm not like 100% chance, but most likely I'm just gonna do Rowan on you can do Mirage Queen here instead of like Leprechaun. It's not, I guess it's not I guess it is. It's pretty close. It's one of the Rowan teams that you've used. But Mirage Queen isn't, I don't know. I used to say that you can't. I'm all flustered now. I'm using the Mirage Queen on the freaking low level team because it's like the first one you get, it's low level. You're not going to be doing this event if you don't have the Mirage Queen, pretty much. And then weapon. You can either do Golden Cog or like Mountain Crusher or Black, or yeah. Depends how deep you're going. We'll just do Golden Cog so you can copy paste it. But early on you might want to do Mountain Crusher just to help with mana. Not that we need too much help with mana, but be something like that. Class, you get to do whatever one you want, because your hero, it doesn't really matter. The Mirage Queen and the Clockwork Sphinx are going to get up the Rowan, and then the weapon's just there to make Rowan more powerful, so you don't even need that half the time, so you can just level whatever class you want. I'll just do Elementalist, because that's probably what I'm going to do on my new account. There you go. That'd be the low-level team. And it's gonna be good. You're in a one-shot. Be pretty quick. This team versus Chrysantherax, you're probably just gonna finish like 5 minutes later. I don't know. Maybe not all rewards 5 minutes later, but your battles for the day, maybe 15 minutes total. Each day. 5 minutes each day. So eventually it won't one-shot, and then you're gonna have to like Golden Cog it, so it'll add an extra move in there. Deed of Nature. I did a video on all the merchant and angel offers if you want to check it out. Hey, would you like to subscribe? That'd be cool. I would like to have some subscribers. That'd be fun. If you don't mind. I'd like to have some subscribers. That'd be cool. Maybe we can get to 10K one day. We should probably concentrate on something else though, like let's get to 8.6. Let's shoot for 8.6. Let's shoot for 6-7. Alright, so that is the teams. And I showed Sunken Fleet by accident earlier, so if you're watching this right now, make sure you don't do that one, even though it almost works. So do Chrysantherax if you're high level. You can do Guard's Avatar, Commander Dawnheart if you're mid. And then you can do Rowan or Balder if you're low. Alright, time for the main event of the evening. This is the Pure Faction 500. And I probably already erased my team, right? Yep. So we had to make a team from scratch for this. Sea of Sorrow, right? Alright, here was my... You guys give me some input on this. I was going to rank all the Pure Factions. I was just going to do it slowly over time and maybe do it instead of my new account. At least on Tuesdays. Like, it might take me a long time to do this. But we're going to add in the weekend factions, the Tuesday, so it'll be less than 38 weeks. Hopefully. But not too much less. Because you only have like one faction event a month. So for every 4 that we do on Tuesday, we'll do 1. So we're going to do pretty much 5 faction events a month. And there's 38. So that's going to take like 7 or 8 months to do. But I was gonna write some stuff down as I do them, just as to how hard they are. Like currently, as far as like a list goes that's already out there. Like first of all, I don't know who made the list. It seems like it's mostly accurate, but I don't know who made it. And even if you tell me their name, I still don't, doesn't mean I still don't know them. And then we've got new troops. This is 2026. There's more troops now. Some of them aren't the same. Like Hell Gate is the perfect example of one that was not the hardest, literally the hardest, and now it's not because they added a troop. So I kind of just want to go over it for myself. The Sea of Sorrow has 6 troops now. And we'll see how hard it is. I think it was one of the harder ones, right? It was in the almost the hardest 10. The 10 hardest. Like it might not have been number 1, but it was like I think Sana said 26, so that's 12th hardest, right? Something like that. All right, here's how I was going to score it. Just tell me what you think about this. So, number 1, you got to see how many rooms is it. When you're doing pure faction, you're going straight to the boss. So, how many fights do you have to do? So, this one is 4. You got to do 4. So, it could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 5. Those are the only... You either got 3 rooms, 4 rooms, or 5 rooms for a pure faction. 5 is the worst. 3 is the best. I was going to give 2 points per room. So this one would be an 8. So it's going to get 8 points for how many rooms there are. So I put like rooms. It's getting 8 points. And the least amount of points you have, the easier it is. It's kind of like golf. So a faction with 3 rooms is only going to get 6 points. A faction with 4 rooms getting 8 points. A faction with 5 rooms getting 10 points. So this is getting 8. And I'm going to add it all up, and then like the more points it has, the harder it is, type thing. So that's one category, is like how many rooms is it? Is it 3? Is it 4? Is it 5? And then the next category is how good are the troops for Sea of Sorrow. So we got to go to Sea of Sorrow. And we're going to have to play it, because that's part of it. It's not just looking at it. So we got to go to Sea of Sorrow. We're probably going to have to make the team, use them, and then decide. But I was going to tell you all the categories first. So we'll rank it off of how many rooms there are, and then we'll rank it off of how good are the troops. You know, and we'll rank it from 1 to 10. If it has shitty troops, it gets a 10. If it has really, really good troops, it gets a 1. And it's all in the middle. So if it's like okay, it gets a 5. If it's almost awesome, you know, it gets a 2. If it's almost the worst, it gets like a 9 or an 8. So if it has horrible troops, it's going to get a 10. If it has awesome troops, it's going to get a 1. So the less points it has, the easier it is. The more points it has, the harder it is. Then you got to... The next one was going to be how hard are the enemies, which is going to be pretty similar to how good are the troops, but not exactly the same. And some of the fights are going to be different every time, too, so it's hard to... But mostly like the first fight and the last fight. That's the stuff that doesn't change. So how hard is the first fight? How hard is the last fight? Which mostly it's the last fight, but that'll be the next one. So we got how many rooms there are, the troops, the enemies, and we'll rank that out of 10 too. So how hard are the enemies? 1 would be they're easy, 10 would be they're hard. So maybe like, you know, we're going to be fighting these. Maybe there's like a death mark that might go off. Maybe there's an enemy that boosts a lot of the time. Maybe there's just some really annoying thing that makes it a 10, or a really hard thing that makes it a 10. Or maybe it's super easy. Maybe they submerge themselves and we have an instant kill for submerge or something. Like, and that would be a 1. Then the next thing was going to be how many deaths I take. So if I take 1 death, if I take no deaths, that's a 0. If I take 1 death, that's a 2. It's 2 for each death. So I take 1 death is 2, 2 deaths is 4, 3 deaths is 6, 4 deaths is 8, which then I have to do it again and however many times it takes, you get 2 points for every death. So if it takes me 3 tries to beat the freaking pure faction and I lose 10 troops, it's going to get 20 points. So that's really where the rubber meets the road as far as like how hard it is. Like if I just beat it on my first try and lose no troops, it gets 0 points for that. If it takes me 3 tries and I lose 8 troops, it's going to get 16 points. So that's really where it's going to like, how many deaths? How many troops do I lose, basically? So that's how I was going to do it. So this one already has an 8 instead, an 8 because it's got 4 rooms. And then how many deaths do I take? Do I beat it on my first try? Well, then it gets 0 points for that. If I beat it and I lose 2 troops, then it gets 4 points. If I lose, then it gets 8 points, and I got to keep going. And if I beat it on my next try, then it only gets 8 points. But it could keep getting points until I freaking beat it, which is where, stuff really gets real, and we really get to see the score. The first 3, it's hard to decide, like, is it a 1 or is it a 10 for troops? Is it a 1 or is it a 10 for enemies? The room one is just straightforward, you get 2 points per room. But like the troops, are they good or not? And the enemies, are they hard or not? Is kind of subjective. But everything else is not. Like how many rooms there are, not subjective. How many deaths I take, not subjective. So 2 of them are subjective and 2 of them aren't, basically. So how do you guys feel about that? You think it's a good scoring system or not? One thing is like the horde level, like I should probably set all my horde levels to exactly the same or something. Just so it's even. But I don't know. We got this one on 155. Like, what's my highest horde level? Probably too much. Probably like 300 or something. Like Hell Gate's probably like 300. So I'd have to like make them all 300. But I don't know if I want to go that far. Like, who cares? It's hard. It's hard. Horde level helps, but it's not the deciding factor. Like Hellgate. See, 309. I'd have to put every single faction on 309 to do this, which I don't really feel like doing. Plus, we'd be overpowering every faction like that. Most of them aren't on 300. Like, most of them are on more like 155. So maybe we like have a certain amount, like at least 155. How about that? Like if they're on they're only on like 111, we'll set it to 155. So we'll do horde level at least 155. How about that? I think that's a good compromise because I'm not going to take them all to freaking 300. This one's already on 155. This one's setting the pace. Alright, Sea of Sorrow, pure faction team. Come on, dummy. I'll read the chat here in a sec. Let me try to make a team real quick. We got Clam Lasher. Does true splash damage to an enemy and remove all gems of one of their mana colors. Got Hammer Claw. Gain life. If there is 13 or more blue gems, gain 4 attack. Explode either a row or column. 50% skull. It might be our tank. We already kind of saw a sneak peek. I think we did this last time. But we'll still look at all of them. Cleanse and submerge 2 random allies and give them half their mana. Mershark, deal true splash damage to an enemy boosted by submerged allies. I mean, now you have a way that you can submerge I mean, were we... Okay, this already submerges two allies, though. It does true splash to 2 random enemies. I don't think the Jelly Maid... I mean, it could be a mana generator. This creates 8 blue and 8 brown. Submerge and rage and give life to an ally. I think I still like my original team, y'all. I don't think I'm gonna, like, put the Jelly Maid on it. This one we can pick, like, first slot. And we can submerge and rage and give them life. Why would I want to change out Sea Witch for Jelly Maid, who does it to random allies? So, I don't think Jelly Maid's going to be better than Sea Witch. I don't think we're going to want to put Jelly Maid on here and take off Hammerclaw. I don't think we're going to put Jelly Maid on here and take off a second Deep King. And I'm not going to take off Sea Witch for Jelly Maid either. So I think the team is still the same. Occasionally it changes, but normally it doesn't. We got... It's my banner, right? We need blue for sure. Blue-brown? It's probably just the Sea of Sorrow banner. Sorrowful banner. Alright, so this is the pure faction team. Let's see if I take a death. And then we'll go over like how we feel about the troops and the enemies. Am I on 500? Yes. Okay. Let's go. 4 fights. See what y'all are saying. I keep messing up, I know. Use Rainbow Dragon with Kafru. Yeah. Right. Most factions, yeah. This fact that I screwed up, it really doesn't matter. Most people probably, if you're coming to the stream today, you probably already know a team for Sea of Sorrow. Like, we've had it so many times. Like, it's not like you need the high, mid, or low team. It's just something to do. And then, like, I would say if I was coming to the stream today, I would want to see, like, what Cynical thinks about the new Evil Dragons and how does he do in the Pure Faction. Like, all that middle stuff that we did, like, you probably already have a team. You're probably already either doing, you know, Guard's Avatar or Chrysanthrax or Ruby, whatever. You know, you're probably already doing something. Rowan or Balder. You can look it up on my channel if you don't have an idea for a team. Like, we've done this so many times. It's already on the channel, like, so much. But, yeah, I think, like, the Evil Dragons and then the Pure Faction. So, first thing we did and the last thing we're doing is the real freaking stream. Alright, so this guy gains life. There's 13 more blue. Gain 4 attack. Explode either a row or column. So he's also, like, a mana generator, right? Does he only explode a row and column if there's 13 or more blue? Let's test it out. I think there has to be 13 or more blue. But let's just test it for the future here. Oh, he does it no matter what. So that's good. Because there wasn't 14 or more blue. So all that means is the gain 4 attack. So there's a period. I didn't see that period. There is 13 or more blue gems, gain 4 attack. 4 attack is like nothing, so who gives a crap? So it pretty much gains life and then blows up a row or column. Which is kind of random, but okay. Alright, let's do this. If we have it, we're doing it, right? It's random, so as long as there's no, like, skull hits or extra turns on the board, you might as well cast the Deep King. Alright, we got skull hits on the board here. Let's do it. Got an extra turn. Nice. Let's do the Sea Witch, maybe. First ally every time. Alright, they're going to be hitting with true damage, which is kind of scary. If I do this... they're... 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that an extra turn? I think this is an extra turn, y'all. Right? Oh, so close. I'm an idiot. I didn't want to wait for confirmation. I already wasted so much time on this stream. Alright, Deep Kings if you got them. Skulls if you got them. Ooh! That thing hit hard for some reason. Deep King. Skulls. Hammer Claw. You could, like, put your... Like, you could go right on this if you want to blow up this thing. Like, you know, you don't know if it's going to be a row or a column, but if you put it here, like, it can hit that Doom Skull, for sure, at least. If you want it to. Like, if you're trying to hit a certain gem. I could see that true damage being tough. Like, if the enemy hits you too much. True damage could be tough. You might lose a troop or something. Like, first slot. Like, you could use the Sea Witch on other troops if they're starting to get low on health. But if they're not, then keep casting it on first slot to keep, you You get to do the enrage and give it life, and it's supposed to be your tank, so keep giving it more and more life and enraging it. If it's like already enraged and already at 999 life, you could start healing other people. It's pretty much your healer. This is your tank. This is your healer. And these are your damage dealers. So most of the time your healer is going to heal your tank because it's taking most of the damage. But if somebody's about to die, your healer doesn't just ignore that. It's like an MMO. But she has to be fully charged to do it. So you got to get her some mana. Got to meditate. All right, we got the Deep King. So if we got it, we flaunt it. That's the first fight. Wasn't too bad. They did hit me with some true damage and knock me down a little bit. I'll have to keep that in mind, that true damage. Keep that in mind. Otherwise, they're dead. Alright, we gotta deal with 2 middle fights, which are gonna be different for everybody, so I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about these and as far as ranking, but we can get an idea of like how our troops good on our team. Okay, we got blue extra turn, big old blue. Got this yeller. Got skulls. We don't want to pass up an opportunity to do some damage here. Boom. Alright. Let's do the Deep Kings. Start laying down that damage. We take skulls. At least right now. Alright, they're webbing, which is annoying. But we can, oh, we can't cleanse. Thought we could cleanse. Does this cleanse? No. Alright. As long as they don't do both our Deep Kings. Like, web is just annoying. I don't think it's gonna, like, win them the fight or anything. This team is kind of just annoying. It's not too dangerous. Just annoying. Okay. Let's do the column. We can still do the row and column. We can get rid of these, like, if we want. We can get rid of them. Not as many on the board. Of course, they got my whole team webbed. So we kind of want skulls, then. They're just going to web us. We can skull them to death. Alright, let's keep picking first slot for now. Getting that enrage. So our skull hits are super heavy. We can get skull hits. Okay, this guy's not webbed. Kill their first slot. Let's go. Then they summon, but that's a weak summon, so no big deal. Kind of annoying. Ooh, they death marked my first slot. That's not good. Where'd they get a death mark from? I want to kind of clear this area out, so I'm going to cast, like, up here. If it dies to death mark, then that kind of sucks. That would screw us up. Alright, cleanse the death mark, buddy. Let's go. I really need, like, purple or blue. Get purple. Purple or blue right now. Our tank's still pretty healthy. I mean, he could explode and get everybody else up, I guess. Purple and blue. We can get green and brown. Alright, come on, cleanse it, bro. He's like been death marked for a year. Alright, got her. Let's do the skulls. Within rage. Should be dead. He only gains 1 life right now. This thing only gives 1 life. But he can still explode. Let's do that. Jeez, he's still death marked. Alright, this does 8 blue and 8 brown no matter what, I guess. And it still enrages. Alright, Deep King time. Come on. Die. Let's just double check here before we go crazy with get all trigger happy. Okay. Still does. Let's do this. We really need to kill. Need to use Deep King. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Oh! Before you can do anything, you're dead. Alright, now we can gain life. Ooh, and there's 14. We got a little bit of attack there. It's not super exciting. I thought it was, but it's really not. Let's get up Deep King or something. Come on. Just need to kill now. Get out of here. Get out of here with all of our troops. Okay, we won that one. This is Pure Faction 500. Haven't lost a troop yet. Got close. We were death marked the entire time. The first fight, we got true damaged a little bit, and it was like, oh, okay, I'll have to remember that. And then that second fight, we got death marked the whole time. But I still don't know how to feel about like the middle fights, because they're going to be different for everybody. It's more like how many there are. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do earlier, Tyrion. Like, give them the... For each color, there's this troop, you know? For red, there's Harpy Mage. For yellow, there's Harpy Mage. For yellow, there's Bork. For green, there's Ogress. For green, there's Leprechaun. For brown, there's Ogress. For brown, there's Bork. Like, if you think like that, then have your damage dealers, too. Like, if it's this color, I'm going to do this one. If it's this color, I'm going to do this one. Your 50% starts. If it's this color, I'm going to do this one. Like, kind of know that, and you'll have all your factions, like, faction teams. Pretty easy. Kind of want to get purple first. Nice brown extra turn. Get skulls. And blue. Let's do Deep King if we got it. Smoke him if you got him. He killed one of his own troops. That's nice. Let's do this on first slot. We got a Deep King, so let's do it. Probably. Nope, do this first. Now Deep King. We got the Hammer Toe. If there's nothing else on the board, just try to take out some skulls, maybe. That way, you're kind of more controlling the flow of skulls. Deep King, right? They might summon there, but it's alright. More webbing and more summoning. Fun. Everything today is taking way longer than it needs to. Got Hammer Toe. Probably called him Hammer Toe last time, too, if you go look at the last stream. Get rid of some of their yellow while we take skulls. We can get extra turn right here on green. Now we got yellow. Just Deep King is webbed. So let's Hammer Toe some skulls. Just to keep control of the flow of the skulls so they're not sculling us to hell. We're mostly submerged, so they're not really doing much to us. Alright, we got a Deep King, but we got skulls first. That's dead. And he's dead. It's not too bad. I haven't lost a troop yet. Now we're on the last fight, so this is really going to be the true test of how difficult it's going to be. This last fight. Let's check my medals. Okay. I don't really want to Anu. Just do 3 Nishas. You can do, I'd say 3 Nishas or 3 Orpheus. Depends how much the status effects. Like, this last fight, probably not going to have too much, right? Those middle 2 fights, I could have done Orpheus, but I think the Anu is just a 20% start, and then it's nothing. It does nothing for the rest of the fight. I'd rather have Nisha for every cast. It's gonna be a long fight either way type stuff. That's how I think about the Anu. If the Anu's helping me win quick, then I'll use it. But if it's gonna be a long fight either way, then it's not doing anything after it starts everything with 20%. So the Nisha will work every single cast. That's how I think about that. Let's do purple. Okay, we got Hammer Toe. Let's do Deep King first. Working on these enemies. Yeah, let's get our Enrage. Need to lay down damage faster than they do. Could use the one chick as a healer, maybe. Just gotta get her up. Let's hammer toe some of these skulls out of here. No. We need our healer, just in case.
Mana surge.
Skulls.
Mana surge.
Purple, maybe? There's our healer. Skulls again. Alright, is anybody like super low? What do they hit for? They hit for 131, 135. We don't want anybody getting like that low. Right now, I think I'd keep going on the first slot for the Enrage, but like her next cast might have to be keeping somebody alive, maybe? I don't know though. She does 91. When I'm doing these, I'm just looking to win, so it's not like I mind if I lose one troop, but what should we do here? We got blue. I think I'm gonna go with this blue. It feels safer for some reason. Like this one, I feel like the skull, they're gonna get a skull hit. Yep, see? Now I get it. Alright, now she's getting low. She almost needs to get up to get herself healed. I'm gonna take the brown first.
Mana surge.
Take the skulls. Oh boy. Man, this fight, like they got a lot of HP over there still. We're getting low. We're actually getting pretty low. Oh, I'd almost rather them hit me with skulls right now. Like I almost want to just give them the skulls. Oh yeah, I know what they're doing. I'll take the purple. Can have a little bit of skulls. You know, I like hitting them with skulls, but they're 50%, so it's taking forever to kill. You could do blue and maybe hope for skulls here, or a brown. Nice. Get a little purple with this. Let's do it. They're almost dead up there in their first slot. Like their first slot, it's more of the like the true damagers that are gonna kill us.
Mana surge.
Like they're about to do it again, like true damage again. I really can't stop it. I mean, I could bait them with skulls here.
Mana surge.
They didn't take it though. Uh-oh. Look at our troops, man. We're so screwed. What do we do? No! Now what? This one must be hard, dude. What else do we... Yeah, what if we lose her too? Like, we'd be really screwed. Got a skull hit. Ow! Dang. She almost needs to heal herself, but I don't know if that's... I guess that would prevent her from dying.
Mana surge.
And we're about to lose this one, so it's gonna, it's already got 8 points for the 2 deaths. And then if I have to go do it all the way over again, which I might do off stream, I don't know if I want to do it
Mana surge.
again on here. Let's give it to this. Doesn't want to give me skulls either, like, that's what we need so bad. Dun, 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 dun.
Mana surge.
Killed one, come on. Look at the rest of them though. Like we were counting on that true damage. She's gotta hit herself, I think.
Mana surge.
Yeah, we got some skulls. Too bad I didn't hit him, because then he'd have enrage. Let's take the purple. He's got less. She does. Let's cast on herself, I guess.
Mana surge.
This is crazy. Ooh, a nice big blue. Okay, she's got 387. He's got 435. Hoping for some skulls there. I think I'm gonna cast her on him. He could go first. No, let's do her on him. Get the enrage. And then let's do her on him again. He's 337. Let's do this. Bang. Ouch. He's 249, he's 193. Let's do him. Brown. Hit the skulls. Come on, can I kill that Marshark, please?
Mana surge.
Ooh, get out of here, you freaking stupid Marshark. Suck my butt. Now he's got Deep King. Who has the least? She does. He's in a more precarious position though. 147. She could get hit twice. I think I'm gonna cast it on her. Oh, it's too bad that Deep King is all the way at the bottom. He can give himself life too. Now I don't want to hit the skulls for real. I kind of want skulls. Oh boy. No, Deep King, shut up. We're putting his colors on the board too.
Mana surge.
It's gonna be one of those where I get super close, but I still die. Aren't those so much fun? Like, I need to be taking skulls. 156! Mother effer. Well, now she can only cast on herself.
Mana surge.
See, I knew I was gonna get so close. I hate it when it's like this. It's like you might as well just quit. I'm sitting here wasting time. I'll probably just have to let y'all know, because we ain't got... It's just sauna today. I really need to get... Trying to go make... Yeah, try to do something today. But I'll keep y'all updated on how many tries it takes me, how many times they die, and all that stuff. Can't really afford to keep going today. But yeah, this one's kind of hard, and we kind of knew that coming in. 'Cause they're doing true damage. And true damage, especially when they have way more stats than you, is tough. It's tough. We have nothing right now. We cannot take anything. I'm gonna try for that blue. Nope. Gotta take the purple. Oh boy. See, we're so close to dead. You would have to like loop-de-loop forever. And I don't think it would even help. She wouldn't have time to take skulls if she was loop-de-looping forever. Unless it happens like that, I guess, but... You suck! Give me purple. Ooh, give me free skulls. Nice that her attack is super low. Ah, the Deep King is killing us. So I have to cast her. I don't want to take brown off the board because she does brown. Just hanging in here for no good reason. Should already quit. I made it a close fight though, you see. I made it close. Ah! Alright, I gotta put 8 points down for that. Already. I'm gonna do tally marks or something, I guess, because I... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We lost 4 troops, or I'm doing 2 points a troop. We took 8 deaths. So the harder they are, the more deaths we're gonna take, the more tries it's gonna take. And, yeah. Our troops aren't that bad. I kind of like the team a little bit. So if we were going to rank that, I'll probably have to wait until I actually win, but 1 to 10, like, you know, they're not bad, but it's not awesome. It's probably somewhere like a 5, like in the middle. You got Deep King. Deep King's pretty good, and then you have like the Hammer Claw and the Sea Witch. And when you see, we almost won. So they're not horrible, but they're not awesome. Probably somewhere in the middle, like a 5. I'll put a 5 with the question mark next to it because I'm not... And then the enemies, true damage, really annoying. Like that last fight with all that true damage. Probably not like the worst, but it's probably pretty tough. Like, I don't know, it should be probably a 7 or up on that one. So for now, I'll put like a 8 with the question mark for that. Trying to rank these like on my own for Pure Faction, and I just lost. So if I had more time today, I'd run another one, but I really can't afford to keep going. That is the team I used to win, just so you know. Like, I don't know any other way we could, like, what else would be the team, you know? That's the team we used when we beat it, and it was working until it didn't work. But it might be one of those where you have to try a couple of times. It might be one of those where you have to up your horde level quite a bit. But I think that's the team. It's Hammerclaw, Deep King, Sea Witch. Maybe if we put Sea Witch in like second slot, or at least in between the 2 Deep Kings, maybe. Maybe we can move them around a little bit. I don't know. But anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow. We got new account playthrough tomorrow. What are we doing on there? We're probably doing this. It's our first, like, single-player weekend event. It's a little bit redundant. Maybe we'll do the spoilers and actually look at the dragon pictures, too. But, yeah. As far as, like, what the new account's doing, that's something new for the beginner account. It's just doing a single-player event on the weekend other than Guild Wars or Vault event, which it hasn't started doing until now. So we got to up our horde level and our quality for Sea of Sorrow, and then get the weapon and get all rewards, and it's kind of a big deal for the new account to start doing those. But like, it's in the grand scheme of things for content, it's not like super interesting because we're doing that on this today too. But that's where we're at. So eventually that new account's just going to be in the daily grind of doing everything that our normal account does, and that's why I'm almost done with it, because you're just going to be doing the same things every week and every day. It's not gonna be too much. You know, you're saving up like for certain things, obviously, but as long as you do everything I'm showing you, you're gonna get all that stuff. Doing the vault event super hard, and you're doing all the events, and you're doing what you should each day, you'll stack up the stuff to get the boss troops and the dragons and mythics and stuff like that. So anyway, like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot to get about the channel account below, and I'll see y'all next time, which will be tomorrow for the new account playthrough. Thank you so much for joining me today. Sana, Chad, Juan, Tyrion, JM Ricks, Yoke, Beg, Anita, Tyrion, JM Ricks, Yoke. We had Jim Hambrick. We had a Jim Hambrick sighting. It was a little bit blurry. I think it was Jim Hambrick. Why is he always near government installations and his picture's always blurry? But I think we had a Jim Hambrick sighting today. Sean was here. Tyrion, I don't know who, my chat's being stupid, but it might have been Sana first, Tyrion second, Yoke third. Sean was in there too somewhere. YouTube says Tyrion and Sana are the best, and then Chad is next. I say thank you so much to Sana for keeping the lights on, doors open, not getting a goose egg, because goose egg does not feel good. It doesn't fit in my hiney anymore. No, I'm just playing. Alright, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one. You're the best. Peace out.